creation of threads in Java. Before going how these threads connected to Java programming, I would like to give you a brief idea on the term threads. As an example, assume that you are holding a book which is a process and you are reading a specific page, so that specific part that you are reading or executing is a thread. Therefore, any process may have number of threads and also they are called as lightweight processes. Hey, do you have yes, any questions? How they are useful in Java, how you can create threads in Java. So why they are useful in Java programming? Let me explain. One of an advantage in threads is that it helps to run tasks in parallel. So that it helps Java applications run faster by executing multiple stages of that application at the same time and according to the way you define. That means you can simply create threads in Java and gain the benefit of multi-threading. There are two methods of creating threads in Java. They are by extending the thread class, and next method is by implementing the runnable interface. So if you want to achieve those two methods, you have to create a new class. So in there only you can extend the thread class and implement the runnable interface. By the way, there is always a default thread for every Java application, even you define it or not. It's the main method under the current execution or whatever the methods you are calling. The main program is there, so it's under the main method, and in the main method there is a default thread. Here you can create a class that extends the built-in thread class. When you do this, the class you created overrides the run method available in the thread class. Then you must create an object of the class you created and call the start method to start the execution. The start method involves the run method on the thread object you just created. Now I will code that and show you using a simple Java application. Here is my simple Java application. I have three classes. So the main class is counter class. There I have the main method. So as I said before, main method has a default thread. Even you define it or not, in every Java application, a default thread is there. And in the first five class, I have defined a method called run. There, in a for loop, it prints the numbers from 1 to 5. So each and after each and every line, it delays a half a second. So that is represented by thread.slave milliseconds 500, right? And in the second file, I have created a method called run, and in a for loop, it will be printing from number 6 to 10, right? Okay, let's see by running this. I have created an object of the first 5 class called up to 5, and I have called the run method in that class, and I have created a up to 10 a new object on the second 5 class, and I have created the run method on that object, right? So let's see by running this what will be the output. And you can see numbers are printing. It's from 1 to 5 and 6 to 10, right? Alright, so let's see how we can execute this, both the first 5 class and the second 5 class at the same time. So as an example, assume first 5 is a thread and second 5 is another thread. So I want to execute both at the same time. It's like multi-threading, right? So let's extend the thread class in both the classes. I have extended. Then I have to call the start method, not the run method, the start method. So uh, start method is from the built-in thread class. So when we call the start method, it invokes the run method in the first five class, because we have already extended the thread class there, right? Okay. Let's see by running this. Let's see the output. As we have expected, right? The first five thread and the thread in the second five are running parallel. That's why we are getting number 1 and number 6 at the same time, right? So the reason here is the behind the scene is uh, those threads are in the same priority level, right? So when it goes to the scheduler just take a random thread and execute, right? So that's why we are not choosing any first five must be first and the second five must be the second. Then sometimes the second five may be the first executing, then the first five, like that. But our objective is to run these both threads at the same time. Creating threads by extending the thread class doesn't support multiple inheritance in Java, but by implementing the runnable interface, multiple inheritance is possible. Here you can create a new class that implements built-in runnable interface. This also overrides the run method in runnable interface. Then, as explained previously, you must create a new object on the class you created and call the start method on that object. Now it's time to code and explain it as I did previously. Here is the previous example that I explained in extending the thread class. So our second method is about implementing the runnable interface. So on the newly created classes, the first five and second five, you have to implement the runnable interface. Let's see. Let's code it. Implements runnable. Implements runnable, like that. Then in the main class, under the main method, you have to create two objects on the thread class. Let's create one new thread new thread. Right, we already created two objects on the thread class, right? So now we have two threads. So you have to call the start methods on those threads, right? So let's call them thread 1 dot start, thread 2 dot start. Sorry. Okay. So here, if we execute this, it will call the start method in the thread class. Then it invokes the run method in the thread class, but it won't invoke the run method which we have created, right? So in order to run the run method which we have created, you must pass the objects you have created on using the first five class and second five class. Let's pass them. For the thread 1, I'm passing up to 5 object. Then for the thread 2, I'm passing up to 10 object. And let's run it and see. as we are expecting. The functionalities of the both the two classes are running at the same time, right? So those are the two main methods of creating threads in Java. Above two methods are useful according to the developers and program requirement. Hope you all got a brief idea on how to create threads in Java. Thank you for watching.